Hello, and welcome to another exciting episode of Trash It. And in the virtual studios are your usual crew, which is myself, Celia, and Funshaw. And welcome back to Ade. But the interesting is that we always come with virgins. And today we've got Danjuma and Francis muffing in for the first time.
Okay.
Welcome to Trash It. And the beauty about this is actually the first time Celia and I are only having a men-only panel. This is going to be interesting.
It will.
So, right, this week, we had one of our fans writing to us. And I've always said it. I don't know if you guys know this. You can actually write to us and you're guaranteed of wonderful and best advice from these guys. Now, back to you guys. The guy in question writes, and I'll read. He says, "Hey, Trash It. I've been with my girlfriend for 5 years. I recently proposed to her in front of our dearest family and friends. But unfortunately, she turned me down. And I've been racking my brain, searching my ways to see if I've done anything wrong. But she replies no, and she tells me she loves me and she wants to continue our relationship as it is. I love her so much, and we have discussed marriage in the past, so we do want the same similar things, but I am confused. If I'm not good enough to be a husband, why does she want to continue this relationship? Should I end it? I really need you guys to help me because I really love her." Okay. Now, let me go to the guys, because obviously this is a member of your community that has been let down by a member of myself and Celia's community. So, using your own relationship, at what point, because I believe you guys are in serious relationship somehow. I know Ofunsho, Ade's zone is on the leg. Not really about Francis, Dajuma, I'm sure that's solid. So, at what point did you know that you actually want to marry the person, that it occurred to your subconscious mind that actually wants to marry this person? I'll start with you, Funshaw, because you're already smiling.
I'm going to take from the street journal.
Street journal.
Our playbook.
Okay.
And that is, I'm proposing to marry you, and you are saying no. Hey, license to roam the streets.
Okay, before you roam the streets, at what point did you know that Lola is someone you actually wanted to marry?
I don't know how to put mine. So I was getting to that point where people start saying, you need to settle down, you need to settle down. I didn't listen to them. But before she came to Czech Republic, I spoke to my God. I was like, if this woman is the right woman, let her get the visa. If she's not the right woman, don't give her the visa. That was what I said. And as God would do his things, 3 weeks, visas I used to take 3 months before they get to EU. 3 weeks, she got it. In fact, less than 3 weeks. I was like, hey, God. Now, wow. Then she came. And, we lived for a while together. And at a point, after I got stability in my job, she also got stability here. I was like, okay, what's next? And though we had been talking about long, future together, but she knows that once we mention marriage, I run. So we never mentioned marriage in a relationship until I was ready, and I was like, okay, I think I'm stable now. You're stable. The income is fine, and I think the next thing is just to let your parents know me. And
okay.
Yeah, I just got that. I don't know. The conviction just
so
came.
It was
no
visa.
Nothing. No,
it was visa that made the decision easier. Okay, hold on. I'll come back to you. Danjuma, at what point? Because I wanted to know with you guys, with women, we know when we're ready. But with men, I want to know, and then I will lead nicely to my next question. So Danjuma, at what point did you know that, or did it occur to your subconscious person that actually want to be with this person?
It was after a couple of years of relationship, about 2.5, going to the 3rd year. At the time, I had lost my father and brother in a short period of time. She was my spine at the time. She was a support system, and we realized during that support system, after coming out of that trauma, I would say, we realized that we had a good bond. Not to say that I wasn't scared, because every man is scared to make a decision, but there was a certain peace at the time. And women normally show you a sign if they really want to be with you. Mm-hmm. And they kind of show something, say my finger, my nails, this one is empty. So you have an insight. So I get kind of surprised when people, you're not sure of what you're doing, you offer a ring. I think you should almost be 100%. That's when I proposed, because I knew that it was 100. There's no way a refuser was going to be on the plate at the time, because they had given me all this signal to carry on and do it at the time. Yeah.
All right. So visa, peace, support system. Ade and Francis. I know, Ade, you're not married, but you've been married before. Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
At that point, let's reverse back to that point when you actually proposed to your woman. Then, what was it that prompted that? At what point did you know that, okay, this is it for me?
Just like what Danjuma said, a guy knows a woman who really wants you when you're dating them, because they will show you all the signs. Like what he said is the support. You know, you're in a situation, they're willing to come and rescue the situation for you. You know, they can read you when you're worried. They can read you when your situation changes around you. You know, I don't know how they know. They can even read your voice when you're on the phone that something is not right.
Yeah.
So you know from there. It's not from when you meet a woman. You will know after dating them, you know, their actions. Because in the beginning, a lot of ladies they're not really sure of you, yourself as a guy. So they want to be sure. So depending on the vibe you give them, the time and things you put in, then that would be the assurance for them to say that, they're weighing you against someone. I've had a girl say to me, she's talking to another guy somewhere, do you know what I mean? But in the end, she think I'm the right person, do you know what I mean? And I'm talking about recently. And after getting to know her, right, she's supportive and everything, but there's things that she does that make me question that, she's lovely in a way, but this habit of hers will be a problem that I can't carry. And I don't want to change a person. You know, you want a person to be who exactly they are, you know? And that alone will make you hold back. But we know when a lady is ready for you to propose and she will say yes. Because they come up with like kind of snide remark, you know?
Like my hand is empty.
Yeah, exactly. All those kind of things. So you know. So how the guy got rejected.
Oh, hold on, we'll come to that. So Ade vibe. Now, Francis.
Right.
Let me come to you.
Okay.
I'm sure you're not in a relationship right now. Is that correct?
I am now.
Okay. So at what point? Hold on.
Okay.
Now, the lady in question is watching. Your lady is watching this show.
Right.
So at what point do you think you're gonna like, okay, we've gotten to that place now. I'm ready to ask.
Sorry, brother.
Okay, so I'll add to what Ade said. There's what we call choosing signals. Like a woman will give you indications and signs, or what some people will call choosing signals. You need to be able to pick up on these things if you really a guy who is interested in a woman. We're speaking from the man's perspective, but sometimes the choosing signal actually comes from the woman. The woman is the one choosing. So you realize that it's a woman who actually declined the proposal. That means that you should be able to pick up on some of these things, whether the woman is ready. They may like you, they might not be ready. Emotionally, they could be having a lot of things on. They might not be ready at that point in terms of journey. It doesn't mean they don't like you, they don't want you. So you should be able to know the person and know when to go in for it. Let
me stop you there, Francis. In this journey, are you ready?
You're asking me, am I ready?
Yeah. You're the one taking the journey.
Oh, okay. No. I mentioned that the woman is the one who chooses the man.
Francis is selecting his words.
Sometimes we think.
They ask you a question. Are you ready?
Francis,
yes or no?
Francis,
don't put
yes
the man on.
No.
You just going around in circles. You have not landed. Are you using British Airways?
So personally, I am ready.
Okay.
If you ask me, I'll say I'm ready.
Have you done your COVID test? Because you have to know before you fly.
Hold on, guys. Hold on. So Francis, you're ready. Let's pump the brakes. Now, before I go to Sila, let me ask you if you were this gentleman that just asked this lady and she said no, would there still be a relationship? Let me go to
Yes, there will be.
Oh, okay. How did you go on and then I go to Danjuma?
Yeah, maybe because she's not ready. I've not read her properly to understand what's going on. So I've actually jumped ahead of her time. So she can decline. She doesn't mean, she's explained that she still loves you. She wants to be with you, you know? So that means she's still trying to find out some things. She wants to be sure. So
Even
you
after
can
5
propose,
years?
it's like giving someone an option. It could be whatever, but there's things that she was seen in you that might give her some doubt. Just like I seen a woman, you know, you might give her time to see whether it's a one-off or two-off. You know, it's something that just happened or become a habit. You know, she wants to give herself time, or she might be looking at the guy and thinking, "You're not financially stable to do this."
Mm-hmm.
The guy is not telling us the full situation. You know, all we know is she says no after how many years. You know, ladies, you know, women, one thing I love about women is they think deeply, right? Sometimes they take action.
They don't give us credit for these things.
When you do something against them. But when they want to make it, when the marriage is for a woman, they don't want to do it twice. It's a big day for them. It's their day. You know, for us guys, just get me a suit and a shoe. I'm okay. You know, but she wants to look her best. She wants people to see her and say, wow. Do you understand? So it's not, when she say no, I think she's not ready and there's something that she's thinking about. She needs time to get through. So I will still continue.
All right. Before I go to Danjuma, I can see Funsha shaking his head. It appears you are not staying.
No, not really. Firstly, because all the other guys, the three of them said they saw the signs and they had to follow the sign and propose. In my case, it wasn't like that. You get? I was in a lovely relationship. Everything was going fine. So, and she knows that if she should mention marriage, I'm gone. That was how scared. And because of my own history, the heartbreak I had, I just didn't.
Yeah, we remember. You're still talking about it.
Even despite the fact I mentioned visa, like visa wasn't the main thing, but it just helped in like deciding whether okay maybe I should go or not. Because I had assistant girlfriends.
I know you're in the streets.
No, I had assistant
say
girlfriends.
for instance, as everything has been teed up, visa came through. Thank God, God sent visa. He made choosing easier for you. If all of this and then she now said no, would you still have stayed in the relationship?
After 5 years, I will stay because I'm still getting, maybe I'm getting something or I'll be getting something from the relationship. But I will now start spreading my pentacles to see whether there are alternatives elsewhere. You know?
Okay.
That kind of thing. No, let's be real. Let's be factual here. Forget all these things guys are pampering and paneling here. 5 years and I'm not getting young. If I'm 25 and you say no, I can still wait another 5 years. If I'm 35 or 40, and you're telling me no, you want me to wait again? Sorry, my sister. I will see you later.
That's good. Now, Danjuma, are you waiting? Given that you've exhausted 5 years of your beautiful time with this lady, you guys have discussed marriage. It's not as if she doesn't know you want to propose. But she says no. Are you still staying in the relationship?
Never.
Aha.
Delay is dangerous. Okay. As soon as she says no, start packaging yourself for the next flight. That's not yours. I was going to talk about Adi. Adi was trying to correct. There's a difference between wedding and marriage. Wedding is the ceremony. If a girl is looking up to the ceremony for the occasions, that's what she's thinking marriage. Marriage is longer than wedding. Wedding is 4 hours. So if you think it's the wedding you're thinking about, you don't have to have money to marry. You have to be ready to marry. Marriage is not money. The money you have to make in marriage is continuous. You cannot make all the money once you marry in a day.
Yes.
So that's not the issue. If a woman is in sync with you, you will know. If she's not in sync, you know. And there are options. There are many delays. When I was dating my wife, a girl will call me and say, I know you're dating your wife, but I just want to let you know I like you. Don't think about it.
Yeah,
so it's not the case
of destiny.
There were many women that were interested. I wasn't a legible bachelor. Celia will know that. I wasn't one of the bottoms. So if you say no, the next one will come through. But it doesn't mean that the next one will come through for marriage or next one for a relationship. Because marriage is not who you pick on the corner and you get married. You have to understand it because it's a long journey you're going into there. You understand that? So if you say she says no, what are you saying no for? That means you have another option. And that option is you think is better, or you are waiting to see if that option is going to fall apart, then you fall back to me. No, I'm not a revenge or fallback option. Never. I've moved.
So we've got 2 movers and a stayer. Francis, what say you?
Okay. Right. So what Dajima just said is true. I mean, it comes to a point in a man's life where they may have been on the street, they may have dated so many women before in the past, and they decided to go with one or the person they are with. So if someone says no to you, it could mean so many things. That's why I want to reflect on this more critically, because it could mean so many things. It could mean they're not ready. It could mean they're looking at other options. It could
5
mean
years not ready.
Yep. I mean, you see, sometimes
After 5 years.
somebody.
These men are bringing violence.
5 years. Bros Francis, you should be ready after 5 years.
Brexit
5 years. Brexit did not take 5 years. Brexit.
5
That's
years.
divorce.
Okay, guys, hold on. Let Francis land.
I mean, let me finish. Let me
Because
finish.
we can see the deflectors already.
We're supporting you from the beginning, but it's like we are beginning to deviate.
It's going to the West African side now.
Hold on, guys.
Francis.
I beg you, but you leave Francis alone.
Let me finish.
Okay,
you see, 5 years, 5 years. So let me give you an example. You could be the guy saying no to the woman after 5 years, after 4 years, whatever it is. Because I've done that before. That is why I'm saying that it doesn't necessarily mean the person doesn't like the woman or they don't really want to marry.
Francis, is it like or love? They're different things. So
say it again.
Is it like or love?
Well, I mean, there's so many interpretations of love these days.
You're changing your mind now.
No, there's so many interpretations to love these days.
I'm liking Dajima.
Because I want to understand the thing.
Okay, so let me finish.
We mistake a lot of things. Yeah.
The
Bible does not say to like the woman. The Bible says love your wife as Jesus loved the church.
Yeah. So
the Bible did not tell you any way a woman should love you.
Understand but you're not married yet.
So it's you that will love the woman. It's not the woman to love you.
Great.
So you're not married yet. If you want to like, you can't marry her.
That's correct.
Okay, go
so
on.
You're not married yet. You're not married yet. Okay, you're still dating. Are you still
dating to marry is love. It's not like
dating. When you're dating somebody, you're getting to know them. You say
for 5 years.
Let me give you a scenario.
I'll put you in
somebody, and this happens a lot. Somebody was dating somebody, and it got to a point where, I mean, they were planning to marry. The person loses a very close person, like a father or mother, and it got to a point where they felt they wanted to grieve, they wanted to take that space. They've done that. The guy thinks, oh, by now things should be okay. The girl might now change her mind about certain things, even about marriage. They just feel like they're not ready to commit.
He was dating her, but she was not dating him. There's different things.
So what I'm saying,
dating is
just one scenario.
Hold on.
This is just one scenario. So what I'm saying that, I mean, there are girls who play these days. There are boys who play these days. You could they might as well just be on the right, or it could be whatever they get. These days, some girls who saw some boys who say they're dating with a purpose. It could be they're dating for a specific reason. It could be money. It just could be for company. It could be whatever they're getting from you. So when you were thinking of marriage, they might not be thinking about marriage at that point. 5 years or not, it doesn't really matter, because for all you know, you might even be the side guy. You might even be.
Hold on, guys. Hold on, Funshaw, hold on. Okay. I hear what you're saying, Francis, but let me go to Celia, because Celia is she's always one person that sits on a keg of God. She walks flow very soon. Now, Celia, being the only lady on the panel, apart from me, I think we're wired differently.
Yep.
It is reported, and based on the research that I did, that most females start planning their marriages 3 months into a new relationship.
Yes.
That's what statistics say. So for this lady to have said no, and she's happy to continue in that relationship regardless, do you think she's buying time until a more suitable man comes along, or does she really truly mean what she say?
I think it depends how old she is, first of all, right? What's the age? Is she 25? Because a lot of men, older men, don't want to marry women that are in their 30s. They want to marry women that are in their early 20s. And when you look at it, in a way, it's borderline pedophilia, right? Because you're thinking, it's true, because you're thinking when you were 20, this girl was 10. Come on, do you understand? But anyway, that's story for
I'll come to you on that. I'll wait for you.
Sorry?
I'll come back to you on that.
Okay, so basically, I think, number one, the girl might feel like she still has time. there's no rush for her to get married, right?
True that.
Number two, she might be seeing certain things in the guy that she does not feel makes him ready to settle down, to give her the kind of lifestyle that she wants. Number three, she might just be buying time with the guy while she's trying to explore her options. Especially maybe if the guy is in Nigeria, she's in Nigeria. She's looking for someone that will remove her from these circumstances in Nigeria or
Czech
in
Republic.
Africa, for example.
Czech
And you want to
Republic.
come and be professing love to her. She's looking abroad. She's trying to find out, am I going to get somebody else? Do I have proposals, like people that are kind of, interested in me, that don't live in the country, that will bring me out of this, I don't want to use the word poverty, but this situation that they're not happy with. So again, it might not mean, it might for the man, maybe this might be an opportunity for him to really look at the woman properly and think, maybe she does not even want to be with me, and just go. Or if you see that she's been acting in ways that makes you think, okay, she wants to be with me, but she's just not ready. And most of the time, she will let you know. So for a man to propose to a woman and the woman says no, the man hasn't done his own work. He hasn't, because they should have been having that conversation.
So the question here is that should you wait after that?
For me, if I were the man, I would not wait.
Exactly.
Right? I wouldn't. The reason I wouldn't wait is because
I was gonna ask, why not, Celia?
The reason I wouldn't wait is because if you guys have been going out for at least 2 years, right? Steady. Nobody cheated on anybody. The relationship has been steady for 2 years. You should know as a woman if that's the man you want to spend the rest of your life with. I do not subscribe to people wasting time, other people's times in relationships. If you're in a relationship, and because let me tell you, as a woman, when you see a man the first time and you like this man, you are already planning that wedding in your head.
Exactly.
But the very first time you sight that man, you're like, wow, this man is handsome. And then the man that comes and talks to you, and then you put that exchange number. Well, you have planned that wedding. You are not just praying that God, please let my plan come true. I'm telling you, this is how some women think. A woman that really wants to get married. Mind you, not all women would think like that. A woman might just see a man and think, I just want to go to bed with him, and that's where it would end. But a woman that really wants to have a family, she would see a man and see everything she likes in that man. And in the first day itself, she's already known that I would like to spend the rest of my life with this guy if he behaves himself. If he doesn't cheat on me, if he doesn't do this, and then the list would then go on. Do you understand? So for me, I think the man should break up with her because it's either, number one, he hasn't done his own work. If he hasn't done his own work, then maybe he can give her a bit of time. But if he has done his own work and she still says no, then no, that's not the girl for you, because that girl don't want to be with you. That's how I see it.
Before I let the guys chime in, Celia, apart from being handsome, I know from when we see the way we're wired, we want to get married. I would assume most women would. So apart from being handsome, what makes a man marriageable? As in, what is it that women actually see and say, okay, then I want to marry you?
So I think women like men that are very sensitive, right? Men that can show their emotion. Because sometimes all this hard knock, I'm a man, I'm hard. No, women like a man that can be vulnerable, for them to see your vulnerability at different times.
Sorry? I don't know about that.
No, see, let me tell you, okay, let me rephrase it.
It's a problem.
Okay, Danjuma, the reason I'm saying that is our men, especially black men, have been taught not to show their emotions. Right?
The old school black men, not the new school.
Okay, then good. Do you understand? Because that's what
we mistake these things. Lately, things we've evolved. Our parents' marriage is different. It's a new world.
Because you see, that's why I'm saying Danjuma, that's why I'm saying that women no longer want men that do not show that side of them. Women want men that, if your mother should die, for example, cry. You understand? If your mother don't before me had man, okay, yeah, well, she's gone. She's gone. No, cry. Let her be there for you. Do you understand? So women want that. Women want a man that they know can take care of them.
Yourself. I don't think you defend women in general. That's yourself. Your thinking is different from women in general. I
know my thinking is very different from that of a lot of women. I've realized that in the course of this show.
Very weak.
Sorry?
When a man, some women say when he shows too much emotion, is weak. So sometimes.
But then it depends. Okay, so let me put it this way, Danjuma. It depends on what you're showing emotions for. Do you
You
understand?
can't be showing emotions that your cat died now.
Do you understand? That one is just like, come on, man, get out. You know, or maybe you lost your job, for example. I don't really know how to explain it. But for me, though, I'm not a very emotional person. I like my man to be very manly. If your mother dies, if you lose a friend, cry if you want to cry. But then, if we have little arguments at home and you are crying, are you mad? Do you
You see
understand?
now.
Like, how bad does that argument have to be for you to now start? So there are just different ways that a man should show their emotions, and women like men that can look after them. A man that compliments them, right? A man that makes them feel like you are my queen. Yes,
Okay.
so there are
Okay.
fine women out there, but you're finer.
If you
Do you
permit me to
understand?
talk, let me know when I should talk. I want to
Okay,
talk
and
about
a woman also likes a man that doesn't bring her down. Okay, a man that doesn't bring her down. Okay, yes, your girlfriend or your wife has added weight recently. Find a better way of saying to her, "Oh, do you want us to hit the gym together?" Right? Instead of saying, if you see that girl, if you see how her hourglass shape, you see how slim she is. I like women like, no, you can't do things or say things to bring her down. You must always uplift. And I'm not just saying this for the men. This also goes for the women as well. Because a lot of women know how to bring their man down. They know how to compare their man with Kunle out there. Whereas Kunle ain't doing shit. Kunle is just doing it for the gram. You
Okay,
get?
Kule, I want to drop in
Celia,
now.
hold on. Let
I
me
want to
go
drop in.
to
I want to drop in now.
I was coming to you, Danjuma, and then I'll go to Full Shop, and then I'll come to Ade and Francis. So, Danjuma, from what Celia said, apart from the looks, women do want men that kind of bring something to the table, not just with looks. Again, someone that can be vulnerable with them, someone that is going to be like a protector, things like that. But you had other ideas as to what you think women actually look for in men that would make you say, yes, I want to marry you.
Okay, I picked up 3 points and I'll say a point. First of all, Celia was talking about age difference, women and men. I wanted to tell Celia certain things. For women are 5 years older than they are in the same age with a man.
Yes,
a woman
we are
is
very sensitive
25.
people.
So if she's following a woman's 25, is 35. It's not pedophilia. I want to correct that.
No, I know. No, but what I'm just saying is, when you look at where the man was when he was 20, the girl was 10. If he had approached her then it will be pedophilia. That's what I'm just saying. Yeah.
Because women are mature.
Yeah.
Not a lot of men can handle women that are their age mates. In my case, I never like young girls. I like the girls at my age because I'm mature on time, because I was the youngest, but I'm on 6 brothers. So I grew up a little bit older. So young girls was never something that appealed to me on that case.
Okay.
But for women,
show somebody.
women want men that have potentials, women that look after them and all that. But the potentials matters on different matters, because some people think money and all that. You can have money when you're getting married, but doesn't mean you have money during your marriage.
That's true.
Things can go bad. You can go into a billionaire can go into a bad deal and it goes bad. What happened to that relationship? So if a woman is there for the money, she's going to slide. So I like people that build together. You build, you buy houses together, investment together, travel the world together. You have a history to talk about it. If you're just sitting pretty and enjoying everything, it's a different history.
But you see that these days our women don't want that anymore. They want already made, right? They don't want a man that they will be with, which is sad, really.
That's why I plead for men to marry women that have potentials as well. Do not take a liability into your home, because people think they marry for beauty. When a woman goes to give birth, her body changes.
Yes, so
I've never commented on my wife if she body change big or I don't care. That's not what I married her for. Any man that went into the labor ward with his wife, we never speak ill. If you see the trauma you face there,
that's right.
As a man,
well done.
And I respect that part of a woman. Sometimes if they annoy you, you remember that part, you forgive them, because they bear a child into this world for you. So anytime you look at that child, there was a pain attached to that child, and it was a sacrifice, because not everybody's going to do that. You understand what I'm saying? That's me. It doesn't mean I'm perfect. I don't look at all those things. It doesn't matter anymore, because when the light is switched off, it's all the same. Big, small, surgery, it doesn't matter. What matters is that can you guys build a family together? Can you raise the children together? Is it a man that you say go and do school runs to say is prouding, is raising his chest?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what it's about.
Elbow.
Yeah.
I can't be
That's not what
seen
it's about.
dropping children off.
You know what I'm saying? Some women think, oh, I'm going to cook for him. Some men can cook. They don't need you to cook for them. So you have to bring more than cooking on the table. I can cook. I don't care about food. I can prepare any food in this world.
Yeah.
Nice meal. So that if
Very
you think
nice.
it's food you're going to use to slide around, slide. It's not going to work for me. I want
You know
someone that
what?
will, I can know
Danjuma,
that.
at the end of this, let me have your address. I'll DHL some ice to you.
so like I'm having a business deal. We're discussing. I want someone that can pick my brain. Okay, I don't think this investment will be wise. Let's see more like it. Not the one that when the money has come out, you show me the Louis Vuitton shoe. Where's the struggle?
There's nothing wrong with
Where's
Louis
the
Vuitton off
summit?
mic.
Okay, I'm away. I'm not home. Can you handle the home's affair without me being there? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If finance are down in my side, can you handle the house? Those are the things you look at. It's not only beauty. All this, thank God for a wig. Anybody can look good now. If Bobrisky, that's a man, can look like a woman.
Off mic.
Do
Off
something.
mic. Let me go to full show.
So we have to manage all this expectation of people think wedding is marriage. Wedding is a ceremony. The marriage is a longer journey. And we have to be prepared for it because there's ups and downs. It's never where you define the way you expected it to be. It always turns out to be. So you have to now navigate. It's like you're on the sea and there's storms. You have to now start navigating. Because when the thing comes to your head that if it's too much, I'm going to break up the marriage, then it's never going to work. You have to understand that I've signed for better, for worse, the debt. Okay. If you have that behind your mind,
Danjuma, let me
work.
Let me go to Ade actually, and then I'll go to Funsho. Ade, given what your colleagues, I say colleagues now because obviously you guys are in this business together. Given what everyone has said, do you think this brother should try again? Maybe she got cold feet. You know, sometimes we women do not like public. A lot of ladies just don't like you come and then I'm confused. I don't know what to say, blah, 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 blah. So do you think this brother should try again? Because obviously, Celia said there's so many things that involve me saying yes to someone. They need to do this. Danjuma also believes that marriage is not just about the wedding, which is like 4 hours. Now, this is about advice. Should this brother try again?
I think he should. I think he should give her time. He should find time to speak to her, find out a reason for saying no. You can't make assumption. Assumption is just wrong. If you're just walking away, it means you're not really interested in her. Because what it was having is worth fighting for. You have to build on something. You have to find out the foundation.
You don't have it yet.
Well, you've had it for whenever you're dating.
You've not had it because you've asked. It's not giving you.
No, you're talking about the wife aspect of it. You haven't got her as a wife, but she was your girlfriend. She was your lover. So if you love someone, it's not going to be easy to walk away from someone. It's like a mother walking away from a child. You can't do it. And I always say to Lord, I said, woman will leave me, my mother will not leave me. You know? My mother
that's saying right there, Ade. That saying right there is the type of saying that makes men disrespect their wives, and that would allow men to allow their family to disrespect their wives.
The Bible says a man shall leave his wife and shall cling on to his wife.
Thank you. So I'm just putting that out there, though, Ade, just so you all know.
No. That's the Bible interpretation of things. If you look at the culture and tradition where we come from, we know you marry and you marry your wife, but there's no way, right? As a mother, no matter what you do, a woman will leave you if she found you on top of her friend.
Not all women.
Your mother, some mothers will not leave a child.
What are you doing on top of her friend? Is that where you should be? Is that where you should be?
Now, wait.
Because Ade, you people put us in a very difficult position. So a woman cannot leave you because she finds you on top of her friend?
Wait now.
Is that why you would not say a woman can leave you, but your mother will cleave? Oh, okay.
No, wait now. My mother will not find me on top of her friends now, will she? But what I'm saying, I'm trying to use a situation where not every woman, do you understand? So woman will stay regardless of what you do, cheating, whatever. They want to hold on to the marriage, want to make it work. You understand? But majority say, I don't know, I can't know what the percentage will be. But if we put 20 ladies out there and say, look, if your husband is caught cheating or had an affair with someone, or a lady had a child for him outside the marriage, are you staying or working away? Majority will work away. They will say, that's it, they're done. Do you understand?
You'll be surprised.
But a mother,
have you seen women that give birth and throw away their children?
those ones are they have mental issue. I can assure
No,
you that. If you
No,
it's not about mental
no.
issue.
It's not.
See, what I'm trying to say is that do not do this comparison at all.
No, it's not
If you
comparing.
mess up, you mess up, your
That's
woman
it.
leaves you. Sure,
yeah,
get.
but
My mom's
no
space is
matter
my
how
mom's space.
you could
My
mess
woman's
up many
space is my
times.
woman's space.
Your mother cannot
Some women
disown you.
some mother disown their children.
Yes.
A
Yes,
woman's
disown
space.
them.
Let's bring it back
there.
in. Hold
So
on,
women
Ade.
see their child become an armed robber. They say they don't want to do anything with that child anymore. They
That's
disown them.
acceptable. Danjuma and Ade, let's rein it in. Let me go to Funshaw. Do you think this brother should try again?
I can be on the extreme on this kind of cases, you know.
Now I want you to be the extreme.
Me, I won't try again.
Why
I've tried.
You have tried.
Right.
He has said no. I won't try again. I'll keep the relationship because I like her and I like the service I'm getting. I'll keep it. But I'll start looking for alternatives. You get? So I don't think there's a point for the man to try again. Firstly, every guy hates rejection. If I'm still
Not all
trying-
though. Some like that rejection gives them more inspiration to go
No,
harder.
wait. Danjuma, if I see Yori on the street,
you watch more.
Danjuma, if I see Yori on the streets and I approach her for the first time, she says no. It gives me fuel to come again. She says no, I keep pushing.
Yes.
Until I see that she's off the market before I stop.
Yeah, but
not off the market,
what I
I keep
realize is
pushing.
that it's not all relationship that is leading to marriage.
Yeah.
So sometimes you might be in a relationship with a girl. It doesn't mean that she wants to marry you. So you have to understand where your relationship is really going. Some people it's because of some benefits, some people because of other company, some people because they can't pay rent, just stay in your house. So there are other things that make people want to be with people. It's not because they want to marry them. So it's not always the end game.
I had a girl that I
define
dated
what you're
for.
really doing.
I had a girl I dated for 3 years. She wanted marriage, but I didn't want it.
Yeah.
So every time she was bringing that topic, I was just.
You're not ready for that.
Ready.
Yeah.
Funshaw, what if she said no and maybe a week later she then said actually yes? What would you do?
I won't even wait for that 1 week.
Why did
I'm
she
gone.
say no before?
Okay.
You get, but that doesn't see. Sometimes she might go to just self-reflect. She might be scared. Anything could happen.
You might not be marrying you out of pity because she has looked at no option. Maybe the other guy, let me just help him.
Danjuma, this is why when you're in a relationship, you need to communicate. The ladies have said it. The ladies have said it earlier. From the beginning of the relationship, you would know what the lady wants.
No, you can't know in the beginning. No.
No.
Funshaw, you have four girlfriends. How did you know in the beginning? Come on.
Hold on, Danjuma, because I need to go to Francis. It's awfully quiet there.
Majority of ladies, when they get into the place, majority, I didn't say all of them. I've had ladies that just want to have flings. Yeah. But a certain percentage of ladies, before they say yes to you, they are looking long term. It is we guys that just want to
short term. It's done on investments.
God bless you. Short term. She get. So she knows. So sometimes it might be that she's not ready. There might be a lot of excuses as to why they don't want to say yes at that point. But at the same time, you have to be communicating from beginning to know where this relationship is going to.
Sometimes it's not. You can't really know where it's going. It's just like you enter the car, we're going for a date. We don't know where we're going to end.
The word here is communication.
While Funshaw and Danjuma are communicating, let me go to Francis because you're awfully quiet there. So, based on what Funshaw, Ade, and Danjuma have said, that this guy should try again. Would you rather have a woman reject you or accept you, but in her mind, I asked her, she said no. Now she's saying yes. Would you not rather she say, well, no, and that's it? Or no, then yes. But in her mind, she's not obviously for you. Given what I've just told you now, do you think this brother should try again?
Right. So personally, I move differently. I would even wait.
You move.
But what I've said, what I've said earlier on is that every situation is different. You understand? So before it gets to even 4 or 5 years, I know where it's going to go.
Communication, exactly.
I'll get. So before, I don't believe in the that cliche sort of proposal where you dramatize everything.
Mhm.
Normally, it just flows in. It just flows in. I know this person is already. So you already know where it's going to go. So that's why before you actually get that rejection from, if it's just approaching someone, get a number and they say no, that's different. But for marriage, if someone says no to you, that means that, I mean, for all those years, then there's something really missed. Like you have actually missed a lot of things.
A
or
lot.
Mhm.
You really
You
don't
see the
know.
signs.
Yeah. So I mean,
so Francis, since
yeah.
since you knew that you thought it was going to be a yes because
Yeah.
you guys have talked about it and it becomes a no. So
Yeah.
what are you staying there for now? I want to understand that.
Yeah, so that, like I said, I wouldn't normally even get to that point where the person would say no. I would have
No,
already
now
picked
you've
up
gotten to the point because that's the
So-
question. You're in the
so-
point now,
So the
and you've
point
been in
is,
relationship for 5 years. You've gotten
Yeah.
to the point.
Uh-huh.
So now, why are you staying after they've told you no when you got to that point?
now if I stay, that means I'm just staying for my own reasons. I'm just staying because I just probably want to just move on to something else and
Nah,
just stick
you are
around.
staying because
I'm
of
not
what
really
you're
staying.
getting.
No, because
Francis,
see,
don't quote
But
me.
if there is-
Francis first said
see,
that
there
he
is something you
because
need
he
to
moves
realize
differently. I
that.
don't understand the
You see,
movement he moves
Francis
differently.
is a very sharp guy. Don't mess around with
Let
him.
me
This
tell
is
you
this
something.
one.
Because
me
you
tell
are
you something,
enjoying
see.
the coochie, you are staying. Don't
No,
mix words, eh?
No, let me tell you
See,
something.
Francis is selfish. He wants to just put her on standby. Why is searching?
No. We are
I'm
human
confused.
beings. We're
I'm not
human beings.
understanding it.
Look, we're human beings. God is even selfish. We're all selfish people.
See, God
You
is
wouldn't
selfish.
want to
And
put
God
your
said, don't serve another person but me. God is selfish. Francis, continue.
No.
See, that's why they named him
so,
Francis.
you see,
He grew
Yeah,
up
no,
in the church.
it's a
God is
jealous
selfish, we're
God.
jealous.
Jealousy is different from selfishness.
So before,
Continue, Francis.
when someone says no to me, if it's just a normal relationship, if it's something that we just having fun, that's different. But if it's for marriage, I will actually sit back and think twice and say, oh, okay, this person is saying no at this point. Now they're saying yes. Are they doubting? Do they have doubts? There are a lot of things I'll start thinking about. That means that from that point, if I say I've moved on or I wouldn't stay, that means emotionally I've just withdrawn and start thinking, rethinking through things that where do I go from here? I wouldn't just literally walk away. That's not what you do. You're a man. You don't just walk away because someone just said no. You pull back emotionally. If it's contact, you just take a step back. You don't just start calling the person, crying and start pushing. That even pushes the person away further. You just stay back and start reflecting and say, what is wrong? What am I doing wrong? What is going on here? Is this really for the long term, or what were we really doing? Am I in love? She's not in love, on the same page. It could be anything. It could be their own experiences. They've been in a relationship before. The person disappointed them. They married
After
before.
5 years.
The person was abusive to them. It could be anything. Or you said the marriage thing, it just freaked them out. You see, what you should realize that we've been in this millennial sort of Generation Z's, and people are open-minded these days. People think, people, I know people who will marry and they even want other people in a marriage or in a relationship. These days, people think wide and broad. You see, so your traditional, and what you should also think about is when you have moved from a place like you've been in Africa or you've been somewhere else, not brought up in England or somewhere, and you have those sort of upbringings. You've been brought up in a certain way. Now you come here, you adopt a certain sort of let me put it like culture and status and values and other things. And then now you meet somebody, they may come from all sort of so sometimes there's a lot of things that you actually need to put into consider, or you need to consider or think about that. Okay, we're in a times where people get married, and I heard you, Dajima. I mean, what you were saying is all nice and all the ideals and all nice. So I'm married, I can cook for my wife. I've been in the delivery room, and you see, what you should understand is that it can get to a point, even when the person hasn't gotten given birth. I mean, relationship can that energy, that fire, those things can start going down. Like things can start going missing. You know, you don't need to wait for the to put on weight. Things happen. That is why these days people are even asking for other people into relationships, into their marriages, just to fuck up things. This is the kind of world we are in. You cannot bring that sort of, okay, I'm in Nigeria, I'm in Ghana, or I'm in wherever. Okay, I'm in England now. This is how we're brought up. Now we're in England. I'm not used to this. I went for it.
Francis, you mistake me.
It's all beautiful.
If
it's
anybody,
all nice. Let me finish. Let me finish. Let me finish. I will go for an independent woman, strong woman, a woman who can bring something to the table, I won't go for liability. Someone who's got bad credit score and bringing me debts and stuff like that. I mean, these days, no, let me tell you the reality.
Experience has gone American on us in the UK.
This relationship.
These days, yeah, you see, that's what I told you earlier on. It's not all the ideals you
This
think about.
This Francis is a suspect.
Someone is bringing you, your parents see you, a woman they want you to marry, or family think you have to. These days,
your credit score is 999. If it's not 999, you're not doing it.
That's the thing. Women have got tick boxes. These days, men have got tick boxes as well. It's not about, okay, what kind of person? Oh, I'm going to bring this thing to table. What kind of woman also bring? We look at so many things these days. Fine. So after all of this, if the woman is, they've given birth, something has changed. These days, you can even go for a woman who cannot cook. It doesn't even matter. If you can cook, fine. But the thing is that if you have the money, you can employ someone to cook. That's also something.
That's very correct.
Anything. So these are not things that we really go for. So what I'm saying is that you can marry, things can change along the line. You can be in a relationship.
Francis, don't mistake me.
What do you do?
Let's not mistake things. Yeah.
So if someone saying no to you, and someone saying no to you, there's a lot to think about. That's what I'm saying. Every situation is different. Someone may say no to me. I will just pull back, just take a step back, think about things. Is it really for me? Is it where I want to go? Do I want someone who doubts me today and then tomorrow they want me back? Along the way, can things change? We can be, you see, you haven't seen it before. A woman can be with you, a man can be with you, and they can just wake up one day and say they don't want to be in this again.
Yeah. Then they should go.
Yeah. They will not even give you
something.
You might not pay attention. You might not.
Somebody says they don't want to be with you anymore.
And remember, you're in a society or in a culture where you might not be that you may not have that support network back home like you have the families, aunties, people try and get in and support. These days it's just friends, and things are different. So
I think what we are missing here.
Anyway, so I think
hold on. I think what we are missing in the story or in this whole thing is what were the reasons why the woman said no. Yeah, if those reasons are like what Francis mentioned, if she has been traumatized before because of marriage or something, or if someone has if she has said yes to someone before and the person disappeared and that thing reminds her, or so many other, if the reasons are cogent, then why not? If she comes back later and say, I'm scared about these things and all those things, and I think you understand me, and she says, okay, let's give it a shot, but we'll take our time. Yeah, fine. You are there emotionally to support this lady to go through this thing. I understand, but you are having me as a second option.
Yeah.
Nah.
Okay.
So there you go.
Francis,
that is why, as a man, you should have the skill. You should have the ability to be able to see the outcome. You see, that's why these days
there's no skill and ability. This thing is not sometimes. So
no.
You might think your skill and ability is up there. No, somebody else has shown you.
Celia mentioned something important, like a man who is in touch with their feminine side, someone who can display those emotions and stuff like that. And at the same time, a man who is a man's man, so that balance, that sort of balance. You are the guy. You should be able to see an outcome when it comes to some of these things before they even happen. So you know where this is going. That is why you are the leader. You have to lead the relationship. So if Francis, you cannot even do that.
You led very well. You've seen all these things and you think it was a yes. And now it's a no. That's what I'm asking you.
Yeah, so I think Egwide, on that note, if
unless
she gave you
is just calling you your government's name.
Sorry. we on that note, right? If you saw all the signs and it was a yes, and she was saying, "Oh yeah, I'm ready," and you had the talk, and now you're asking her and she says no.
What are you now waiting for? That's
as I'm a woman self, I don't think that man should wait, because one man's meat is another man's poison. This woman is being asked and she's saying no, whereas there are women in relationships for 10 years. They are even begging, just ask me small like this, and the man hasn't asked.
Job is good.
So, see, the reason I want to ask, the question I want to ask all of you guys, right?
Yeah, Francis says something, so that you can marry and you can fall out of love. That's a different ballgame.
Yeah.
If somebody tells you that they can wake up, say they're not doing it anymore, it's not true.
Point of correction.
I didn't say relationship.
Let me correct
long
you.
Before then.
Let me correct
they're just visualizing
let me
making it vocal to you.
Sorry, let me clarify. I didn't say out of love. I said the spark.
The spark, right?
Yeah, the spark can go,
love is
and
different.
they might want to leave. And please, as soon as they say they want to leave, please let them
Let them
leave.
go.
Let them
Do not
Yeah.
ever let them stay back.
Yeah.
People think it's not, if that's
It's
what
not
one
a
thing
do or die
about.
affair, right?
Immediately they say they want to go, please let them
Let
go.
them go.
Yeah.
Do not anywhere beg or plead, because their mind has been made up ages before then.
Mhm.
Because if you're now saying please, please, you become a clown because they're not interested anymore. They do not say that a relationship will last forever. Some people don't do, some don't. Some people, they are spark, they leave. There's breakup, there's divorce, all these things happen. But the question in here is that the person you want to be with, you've asked the person out, you want to marry the person, and the person says no. So why are you waiting? What are you waiting for? It's painful. You've invested 5 years. You have to now take a chill,
5 years.
relax, re-strategize, and on to the next level.
You see, because I want to say, for example, maybe the place you asked the person, did he have did he play a role? Maybe you did it in a very public way, but the person doesn't like things like that, right? So maybe that was why the person was shy, the person was embarrassed, and they said no. But again, countering that, as a man that's going out with a woman, you should already know what your fiance would like and what your girlfriend would or wouldn't like. An open
Communication.
That's correct,
engagement
Celia.
or a private engagement.
See,
So
I know
it's all.
somebody that gave a girl the ring. They were
Mhm.
engaged, and she later now gave him back the ring.
Now you must
And
have done something.
And the guy told me I should beg the girl. And I told him, I said, you don't beg wife. It's girlfriend they beg. If it's your wife, it's your wife. You can't be begging girlfriend. Let her go. He was very angry with me. But today he's married to a nice girl. He's happier. You do what I'm saying? He did not know the disaster that happened before then. But then I look like an evil person. You don't beg. They've given you back your ring. You carry the ring. If since you bought the 5K, give it back to this thing, collect your 5K, use to deposit for one small house. That's it. There's no need to be emotional about all those things.
Just before we round up, I want to ask all you guys a question, right? This is something we've always thought about, Yuri. Now, can you tell me, when you're going out with a girl, right, and you've been going out with her for maybe more than 2 years, right? Because I think any relationship that's more than 2 years and the guy hasn't asked you to marry, you're wasting your time. Because I saw on Instagram the other day where a girl and a guy just got married, right? The girl was wearing a shirt and jeans. The guy was just wearing his normal clothes and they got married. So people who really want to marry because they love each other and they don't have money, they will still marry, right?
That's correct.
But anyway, tell me now, if you are going out with a girl for 4 years and you still haven't asked the girl out, does that mean that you are not interested in that girl anymore? Funshaw, let me come to you first. And
When
then
you say ask the girl out, what do you mean?
and no, I mean, you haven't asked her to marry you. You've been going out with her for like 4 years, right? Maybe you guys are even living together. She does everything a wife would do and whatnot. But you haven't asked her to marry you yet. Does that mean you are no longer interested? Why? How long do you have to date a girl before you know that this is someone I want to marry?
In 1 minute.
For me, it doesn't mean I don't love the girl or I don't want to marry the girl. It just means probably I'm not ready. So it's ready is very, very key. In my own case, I cannot put another man's child under my roof when I know I am not ready for the challenges or
So you've been sleeping with her.
the things that will come.
Bridget looking for space so you can have other women.
Yeah, so it gets to a point where a man realizes that yes, I am ready, or this is the woman for me, and you don't
So
want
how long does it take you to know that, Funshaw? 4
We are
years?
different. We are different, Celia. Some people can take 1 year, some can take 10 years. We are different. We are different. I cannot use my own yardstick to measure for Danjuma or Francis.
Okay, okay, thank you, Funshaw. Ade, let me come to you. How long do you have to date a woman before you know that this is the one you want to be with?
I mean, from when I see a sign that she's not really for me, I'll find excuse to just withdraw back.
Yeah, but how long would you have been dating her though? Because we have people in relationship for years and the man is not asking the question. It's not fair.
No, I think 2 years is enough to ask a woman to marry you.
And anything after 2 years, what does that mean?
2 years is enough for me. 2 years.
Anything after 2 years, what should that be telling the woman?
If I'm not asking you to marry me, it's showing you that I'm having a question mark in this.
Right. Thank you.
That's me.
Okay, Francis, let me come to you.
I'll find a way to get out. I always find a way to get out.
Okay, Francis, the same question.
Right. So just in 1 minute,
Yeah.
I wouldn't even get to 2 years if I really don't want to go any far with you.
Thank you.
I mean, a couple of months, I'm gone. But if I really want to stay, then at least the 2 years, that shows that I really want to go for the
So
person.
within that 2 years, you would have been showing signs that you want to take things to the next level.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Thank you. Danjuma, let me ask you the same question.
To me, I don't think there's a time frame because sometimes it depends on your age. Because you can start dating the girl from 21. Some people don't expect to get married at 24 because things are not in place or you're going to school. So it depends on the time frame. But if you're very mature, when I say mature, above 30, 35, 2-3 years, it should be okay for you. But if you're quite young, take your time. There's no rush because the marriage is forever.
If the man is young, you mean if the man is young?
If both parties are young.
Both parties are young, right?
Because some people started dating from 100 level and they dated till they're 28 and got married.
Yeah.
So it doesn't mean that he didn't keep her, but they're in a relationship. They're both young, growing together. But when the man is of an adult age, when I mean adult age, not 18, but after 35, you cannot start dating somebody for 10 years. There's no time for that. So it's just those 2-3 years. You should know where you're going.
So if that man that's over 35 and above starts dating a girl for 4 years and he still hasn't said anything about marriage, what would be your advice to that girl?
She should quickly look for a supporting actor.
The man is not serious.
Okay. All right.
The man is grooming.
All right. You see, if there was anything, this men panel, I think we will keep it Celia because they bring the violence.
They do,
which I really enjoyed. So it was nice trashing this with you guys. But well, our gentleman that wrote in, I hope you can pick 1 or 2 things from what you've heard today and do update us on what you decide to do, how you intend to progress your relationship, if you're gonna stay or you're gonna work. We wish you all the very best. And that's all from us this week. Tune in next week, same time, same place. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.